This is the MINI Concept Aceman, but don't let that concept name fool you, because this is a very accurate perception of what the next crossover from MINI is going to look like. It will be called the Aceman, and it will be a fully electric crossover due to be unveiled in 2023 and arriving in 2024. It's got a whole new look, and this design language is what we're going to see across a whole family of new Minis. There are still some Mini touches like these headlights, but they're no longer around. They have this more angular look, and they do keep that face that we see. And actually, when you approach this car, as you get nearer to it, this grille will come alive. You'll hear a sound from these external speakers, and the headlight will wink at you. How's about that? Now this grille, well, it's not really a grille because this is going to be a fully electric car. There's no need for it. Instead, they're going to keep this octagonal design. It now has this illuminated light bar. We might not have this snazzy lighting display just yet, but in the future, that is something that could come to production models. As we go around the side of the car, you get an idea of exactly how big this is. It is about the size of an existing MINI Countryman, but the next MINI Countryman is going to grow in size, and that's where this slots in between the Countryman and the new electric 3-door hatch that's coming. You still get some pretty usual Mini features. The wheel arches are now squared off here. This has 20-inch wheels. And there's a lot of this oblong design that we see. We see it in the front with the speakers. We see it here on the door mirrors. But of course, it's a Mini, so therefore there's got to be some Union Jack motifs. And as you look around, it's not just on the grille you'll see it. You'll see it carefully put in here on the sides. And there's even more. When you come around and look at the top, this really clever roof rack, well, it's a huge Union Jack. Now, the finish on this is quite an unusual metallic finish. It's not the usual chrome. Chrome and leather will no longer feature on Mini cars. They're moving away from it to be more sustainable. It's going to give the cars a new look. That new look will continue throughout the bodywork here. You've got this more oblong material here, the shapes, same with the door openers, and you're going to have a charge port around the back. Now, speaking of charging, Mini is not yet saying what sort of range this will have, but we do estimate that it will have 2 battery options between 300 and 400 kilometers of range, and Mini is targeting a 20-minute charge time up to 80%, so that could be interesting. Around the back of the car, there's an all-new look. It has a much cleaner appearance. You see the Aceman name spelled out there across the back. Has a pretty big spoiler here. That's not just for the sporty looks, that's to help aerodynamics and give the car a little bit more range. Same with the spoiler down here. You might not be able to fully see it under these lights, but this has a really nice matte green finish to it. It looks pretty smart. You can also see more of these exterior speakers here. So these are going to project a sound for pedestrians and play a little tune when you open up and approach the car. And the other really interesting thing are these. These are versatile tail lights. Mini is hoping that you will be able to have something like this on the finished production car. It will allow you to choose the design rather than necessarily having something like the Union Jack motif. You won't be able to change it on the move, but they are hoping to have something like this in the finished version. Time will tell. Sustainability inside is also going to shape how the new MINI Aceman looks. And these seats, for example, look really quirky. This is actually a large version of the herringbone pattern that we see, but then there's a lot of sustainable materials in use here. These are all recycled materials. It's much brighter, really vibrant design, looks really cool. These are new seats as well. Hopefully these seats will appear, at least in shape, on the new car. But what's even more impressive is the dashboard. Just look at this. This is really innovative. This is an OLED circular design. It's touchscreen, And this is what is going to appear in the production car. So this is what we're going to get. It's going to be packed with a new operating system. It's going to be Android based as well. And you'll be able to do lots of things like upload your favorite picture to it and have that as much like the desktop or the screensaver on your phone. The steering wheel here, again, really chunky design. I don't think it's going to be made of the same material as this, but it does look pretty cool and gives you an idea of how Mini is going to keep drivers interested in this car. There are a number of other features. I mentioned there's no more chrome, but it is going to have toggle switches. Going to be a bit minimal because this is going to be a fully electric car. There's no longer a gear selector. That'll be done via a button on the dashboard, and then you'll have different drive modes. You'll have 3 different functions that will not only change how the car drives, it will change the interior ambience, even the exterior sound of the car. Then there's this dashboard. It looks pretty nifty, right? But there's actually a 3G projector in here. This is actually projecting straight onto the dashboard a version of the sat nav and the map. So not only will you have it in detail here, the broader picture is projected right out here. Very, very cool. Very much a concept thing. Don't expect this to be on the production car, but speaking to the designers, they are looking at trying to get something like this into future models on the car. In terms of practicality, obviously being electric means that it's got this skateboard design, which means there's much more space in here. There's loads of legroom. It's all totally open, a bit like what it was in the BMW i3. And along this center console here, these are all different shapes, different patterns, allows you to configure this exactly how you want it, whether you want cup holders, whether you want somewhere to slot in your cards or your sunglasses, it's all there. One final thing, this huge glass roof. This will pretty much be what's on the production car. You can get another view of what it's like with that Union Jack style roof rack. This glass roof will be around about 80% inside from what you see here. So it'll be slightly smaller on the production model, but hey, it's going to be really roomy and airy inside. So that's our first look around Mini's Concept Aceman. You'll be able to find out more about the car by visiting our website. It's CompleteCar.ie, and you'll have to wait a little bit longer, sometime next year, before you'll see the finished production model. Thanks for watching.